good afternoon all. My name is Ketki Jani and by profession I am a dietitian and my specialization is sports nutrition. Today I am going to discuss with you 5 tips of diet for PCOD. PCOD, which is known to be polycystic ovarian disorder, seen in female body, causes irregular menstrual cycles. This day and age, this PCOD has seem to be very common amongst female just because of the lifestyle imbalances and disorders seen. And the major factor of this is nothing but weight gain, excess amount of body fat put on. So these are certain factors where PCODs would cause many other personal life issues as well as professional life issues. So let's see how to tackle it. There are 5 dietary tips that today I am sharing with you about this. One of the very important factors, just to start off with, because of the heavy medications, the medicines are known to have more of hormones and steroids in it, which has this side effect of weight gain, excess amount of weight gain which happens through fat gain in the body. Thus, to tackle this, it is better to have increased amount of complex carbohydrate in our diets, coming from multigrains, cereals, coming from fruits and vegetables, basically to add a lot of colorful fruits and vegetables. Now these are the major sources of fiber in the diet, which would help us to have increased metabolic rate. It will also help us in terms of maintaining the skin disorders, if any, which would be side effect of any kind of drug given during PCOD treatment. Point number 2, we should increase primary source of proteins, primary source which comes from the animal source, which are the essential amino acids. We should increase those in our diets. Again, followed with exercise, because both the proteins, the high amount of proteins added in the diet coming from primary source and exercise would be another factor to increase body's metabolic rate. Why are we discussing about increasing body's metabolic rate? Is because we see that PCOD comes with this issue called as weight gain in the form of fat gain. So high amount of metabolic rate would help us to maintain that disorder. Point number 3, to add a few servings of functional foods in our daily consumption. Functional foods which are again the sources of fiber as well as essential fatty acids, something like omega-3. So we can add seeds like methi seeds, fenugreek seeds, we can add sesame seeds, flax seeds. This as a mixture or in a powder form taken in the morning would be really helpful. Point number 4, to add diuretic ingredients in our diets or say nutrition plan, the daily consumption. These diuretics coming from the natural sources again, like increase in green tea intake, increased consumption of barley water. At the same time, black coffee can be introduced in our daily consumption. All these would help us to get rid of the excess water retention which takes place in the body. And point number 5, to maintain proteins to carbohydrate ratio. Now this we talk in terms of maintaining the balance of complex carbohydrate as well as primary source of proteins in every meal. Proteins and fiber together is going to act upon thermogenesis of the body, which is nothing but the metabolism of the body. It will help to improve that. It also helps to it is known according to few studies that it acts as a natural fat burner in the body. So all these 5 points are actually natural by source. They are very easy to acquire in our daily diets, and we should incorporate these because on a long term it would help us to have something called as maintenance and management of lifestyle, which will help with the modification. Therefore PCOD would become very easy to tackle. In fact, no regular medicines and treatments would be required by following these 5 points as an add-on to the treatment. Thank you so much.